Hello, my lovelies. So we are here at the end of a topic, and I have said revise for your test. And the look of fear comes into your eyes because you are always told revise for a test, but you are never told how to revise for a test. Or if you are, it's do a mind map. Now, I don't know about you, but I hate mind maps. I don't know how to do them. I don't know how they work. It certainly doesn't map my mind. Hate them. So you're like, okay, I'm going to do a mind map, which is going to do nothing for me. So what we're going to do today is, if a mind map works for you, by the way, brilliant. You probably don't need this. Go off and do a mind map of the topic because that'll help you. It wouldn't help me though. So what I'm going to do today is look at what we need to do to pass exams, because your memory is only part of it. Doing an exam, if you look at it, say you're building a tower, and you start to build your tower, and this is all the information going into your head, and you get into your exam, and all of a sudden the question asks you, I don't know, if you have a protist disease, name a vector of its spreading, and all of a sudden all of that memory goes. What are you going to do? Well, let's look at it like this. We need to do a second thing. We can't just rely on our memory. So just going to pause the video so I can get all my bricks back. So what I'm going to suggest we do is we do two things. We are going to do we're going to learn not just how our memory works and how to use it, but we're also going to look at exam technique. Not today, we're going to do that in the next few lessons. And that gives you a nice solid tower, and you can keep building on it. And even if something doesn't work brilliantly, it's still a nice solid base. It's not fail-safe. Something could happen that completely destroys you just before the exam, but hopefully we'll be fine on for the exam. We need to do memory. We need to get the information into our heads and out of it when we want to get the information in and out. And we also need to get used to exams. So next lessons, I'm going to be going through exams with exam techniques. This one, I want to do 3 different ways of revising, and this works for any topic. I'm not going to do mind maps, as I previously said. So first thing I want you to do, this is going to involve a lot of pausing the video and thinking, okay? So first thing I want you to do is close your eyes and think of something that you find easy to remember. What is it? Is it somebody's phone number? Is it a painting that you really like? Is it your favourite song? Is it a conversation? People remember different things with different levels of ease. What's your easy thing to remember? Okay, once you know that, pause the video and figure it out. You might have 2 easy ways of remembering things, but I can pretty much guarantee you can't read a page from a book and remember it. Very, very, very few people can do that. So revision is not just reading a book. You have to do something with it. And this is what we're going to do with it. So once you have decided what gets in and out of your memory the easiest, let's look at doing that for revision. So the first one I want to do, now you can do this with facts, or I've done it with key quotes, and I've done it from this book, Underdogs, for the simple reason that if I did it for one of your GCSE texts or something like that, I would get the quotes wrong or put in the wrong one, and your English teachers would be really upset with me. So the author very kindly has let me use quotes from his book on this, and this is my Underdogs literacy. Haha, it's a C full of key quotes from the book. So for example, we've got McCormick's, the pain of missing someone is always worth it for the joy of having known them, always. That's a key quote. It's said several times in the books. So it's one of those things where if this ever becomes an exam text, you would need to know that. There are other quotes that not all monsters are fearsome, for example. That's another really important one. But also there's humour in the book. So, so what brings you here? A taxi brought me here. So there's lots of different quotes. feel free to read this quote, pause the video and read it, or read the book. It's a good book. So yeah, this way though, if you can remember pictures, I can close my eyes and I can think of this quote was a wibbly quote and it was pictured here, and now I can remember it. So it's a way of getting it back out my brain. Second way of getting it back out your brain, if you're a conversation person. So I've done a nice little physics conversation for the sum of the equations you need to memorise for your physics paper. How far have you travelled? Oh, we've travelled 100 kilometres for 2 hours. Speed is distance over time, so we know that's 200 kilometres. Sorry, I can't read through the paper. Did your speed change often? Oh, during acceleration at the start, because acceleration is change in velocity divided by time. Oh, acceleration is needed for Newton's second law. Force is mass times acceleration. Yes, and mass is affected by gravity to give us weight. Weight is mass times gravitational force. Nobody would have a conversation like this, but if you can remember conversations, write about people chatting about physics equations, or write someone having a conversation in French for your key words, anything like that, okay? And you will remember it. Next one is you can use music to help you remember. Okay, I'm zooming through this quickly because not all of this is relevant. And so we're going to just take a look at what music can do. Now, there are loads and loads of videos all over YouTube with amazing songs to help you remember things. I'm more than happy to send links to my favourite ones because I love looking these up. But I'm going to go for a really nice simple one, and we're going to look at maybe doing language revisions with songs because it's so much easier to learn a language when you're singing it. And of course we all know this one, don't we? Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, din dan don. So you can remember it. Frère Jacques, Brother Jack or Brother John. Dormez-vous, sleeping you, literally, or are you sleeping, is a more proper translation. Sonnez les matines. Ringing, sonner, les matines, matins. So it's the morning prayer bells are ringing, din dan don, and that's the sound they make. So there you go. Now you've learnt a bit of French, and because you learnt it with a song, you'll hopefully remember it a bit better. So those are my 3 revision techniques that work best for me. I hope one of them works for you, but if your memory works in a different way, try and get that information that should be in your head. You can look it up. It doesn't matter if it's only been in your head 2 seconds. Try and get that information out of your head in a beautiful, creative way so that you'll remember it during your test. Okay? I'd love to see what you come up with. Take care and see you soon. Bye.